we know that we are, can I say, multidimensional beings. We are able to feel and interact at different dimensions, whether physical, emotional, psychological, different dimensions. I want to put it in as simple language as possible by trying to relate you with life experiences. Who has ever hit their toe on something? You hit your toe on something when you are barefoot.
That's stable. Stable. The relationship between the chair and that small finger.
When it fellowships,
Yeah, fellowship.
with commitment. How did you react?
Yeah.
Was it voluntary? Did you
I
feel
think from
nice?
MMRs we can get it was the worst experience ever.
Yes. Now, trauma, take it like that. In simple layman's language, trauma can be defined as injury. Injuries differ in seriousness and intensity. And injuries also are multidimensional. You can have physical injury when your teeth fellowshipped with your tongue in a hostile embrace. You remember? How did it feel? No? When your toe fellowshipped with that rock or that tabletop, it resulted in injury. There may not have been any physical mark, but the experience left a mark. Then there is a injury at the emotional plane. That one we call the psychological injury. There can be injury on the social aspect. There can be injury even in your faith orientation. Basically, that is what we call trauma. It is an injury. Take it like that, an injury.
Okay.
So in formal language, we say trauma is a result of an event. An event, and that event is sudden and it is bad. I'm trying to use simple language. It is bad. So it hurts you. It injures you, whether it is physically, emotionally, or otherwise. That is called trauma.
Trauma is only negative. It can never be positive.
It's negative because it's injury. There is no positive injury.
There is none.
Yes. Now, you may have hit your toe once. And then you jump, praise and worship there in your own language. And then, by the time you set your foot down, it fellowships with something else, which is also committed to make sure that they announce their presence. And then you resume your jumping up and down. And by the time you settle down, you push your thermos flask or your glass pen and then it cracks. And now you have to face the owner, especially if you're staying with the significant others. Now you are thinking, what will I say I was doing when I was breaking this one? So when it happens once and it is terrible and it affects you negatively, we call it acute trauma.
Okay.
It's one type of trauma, a level. If it happens today and tomorrow it happens again and again and again continuously, we call it chronic.
Oh, okay.
Trauma.
Right.
You are hurt again and again and again until now that one becomes like it's part of life. Maipigwa character formation in one relationship. You move to the next thinking that you have found and then you find that one is the coach. Then you move to the other one, you find that one actually is the owner of the team. So that one becomes chronic. And then you can be facing, the reason why you struck your toe on that rock is because you were thinking about something else that was stressing you. So now that stress plus that pain, and then when you strike your toe on the rock, you fall, someone who is not aware, you push that person and the person falls, and then now they rise to want to, answer back in kind. Now you are in trouble from multiple sources. That one we call complex trauma.
Oh.
Okay? Those are levels. The first one single event, we call it acute. You bear the pain, it's over, you move on. Chronic trauma, it happens, comes again, reminds you the one of yesterday. Before you finish with this one, another one comes and you continue like that. It is chronic. And then multiple is where the landlord is on your toes, your significant other is on your toes. What else? The children, no, they don't have.
Their children.
They have their children. There are those who also have their children. And baby daddy is saying, excuse me, how sure am I? You see now? So it becomes
complex
trauma. And what happens is that trauma does not result in only one event. Anything that upturns, which unbalances you, anything that overturns your control, your sense of importance, your sense of control can be interpreted as a trauma. If you win jackpot today, you borrowed 50 bob ya nduthi kukuja hapa. By the time the show is over, you find you have won some 50 million. Believe you me, that itself is also a source of trauma. Suddenly, you find you are more stressed and distressed than when you came here.
Because of 50 million?
Yeah. Sudden changes in life are trauma-inducing. So, yeah, they are traumatic.